So now I'm in what we would call our programs trial. So what this is we compare different leaf spot programs that growers would use and that we would recommend. Every treatment gets sprayed at the same timing, so we start at the same time, spray at the same interval. The only thing that changes is the products that we use. So the tank mix could be different, applied at a different timing, but the application dates stay the same and the variety is the same. So first one here is the untreated check. So this is a variety that's susceptible to leaf spot, untreated check. Got pretty significant natural disease infection. This is it's not inoculated, so it's just whatever naturally comes in. So we got pretty significant disease, definitely have some yield loss and an economic impact from disease. So comparing that to what we would call our premium treatment, we know that there's some products that do a better job on both Cercospora and Alternaria than others. So comparing untreated to the premium, we get some pretty nice dark green leaves, very little leaf spot, good control, and overall plant health is much better. So the premium program is doing a good job for us. As we move into the next one, this is what we would call our protectant trial. So the protectant is basically, we start with the EBD early, just like we did on all of these treatments in here, and then we apply a copper plus EBDC tank mix. So a copper plus EBDC tank mix can be pretty effective, but it's one of our weaker treatments. And you can see when you compare how this looks with some yellowing, some more leaf spot compared to our premium, we're getting a little less healthy of our plant, a little more disease using that protectant versus what we would call our premium treatment. So this is, once again, I'm in the program trials, and this is what we call the Delaro treatment. So it's looking at Delaro applied early. So we started with EBDC, and the second application had Delaro. Delaro is a premix of Proline plus Flint Extra. So it has a triazole plus strobe in it. And using that early in the season, one thing we're kind of noticing when that gets applied early in the season, we're seeing pretty good plant health from that. It seems like we're getting, along with good disease control, we're getting some pretty good plant health and overall disease control from that strobe and that combination of the Proline plus the strobe. I think another spot where you can see that is if we walk over this way to this additional treatment, we have another strobe, Praxor, which is a strobe plus SDHI applied as well in the program. And this one at the time it's applied late in the season. So in the Delaro, there's a strobe applied early in the season. Here we have Praxor applied later in the season. And once again, we're seeing that it looks like when we compare this to other treatments out here, we're seeing a little bit greener, healthier, bigger canopy from having a strobe in the program. Even though one time it was applied early and one time it was applied late, we're still seeing that, and two different strobes. We're seeing some plant health benefit from the strobe. So this is the low cost treatment. So there's it's a triazole based program, and there's a difference in cost between different triazoles and a different in effectiveness. So this one, what we did, we used 3 triazoles. We used the cheapest triazoles that and generally give us the least effective disease control. So we definitely see a difference here when we look at some of these triazoles that aren't quite as good as other triazoles. We're seeing more disease, less healthy of a canopy. So the triazole you choose does make somewhat of a difference. They can still be effective in a program, but choosing the right product can make a difference. Continuing in the programs trial, so I'm going to compare 2 different treatments. So what we have is treatment 4, which is a standard treatment. So it's using a grower-based program and using fungicides applied every 2 weeks. It's Provosol, tin, followed by Praxor, Topsin, followed by Proline, followed by tin, followed by Madge plus Manzate. And all those other previous treatments did have Manzate applied with them as well, so it all applies the tank mix. So what we do is we compare that program, which is a strong grower program. Generally works pretty well, gives us good disease control. And then we take that and we compare that same fungicide program, same products, sprayed on the same days, and we add some nutritional elements to 3 of the fungicide applications. So in the second application, the 4th application, and the 5th application, we add a product called End-Demand, which is a nitrogen product, a slow-release nitrogen, and boron. both of those products added into 3 of the treatments. And what we see this year is that it's adding some plant health benefits. We're getting a little bigger, fuller canopy by adding those nutritionals versus not adding nutritionals. Overall disease control, we would say, stayed pretty similar, but we are seeing a little healthier plant. I had a tour of growers out here a little while ago that I went through with them, and I asked them their opinion by looking at the two, and everybody in the group felt as well. Not a huge difference, but that adding those nutritionals were giving us a little bit bigger, fuller canopy.